I think about how reviled Jill Stein was and how reviled I became by proxy for having voted for her in
And
2016.
New York of all places,
In
how
New
dare
York. There was like some kind of like map app thing that existed back then where you could see how many people voted for whom in your district. And there were like literally 7 of us. And I lived in
you?
the West Village. Like, you know what I mean? That's supposed to be like a liberal, historically queer part of like, no, it's like literally 7 of us voted for
Who
Jill
ruined the
Stein.
whole election? You guys, 7 people
It's
ruined the entire
absurd.
election.
Um,
You and Susan Sarandon.
Me and Susan might have been one of the 7. She always posts pictures from her window, like, "Good morning, New
Yeah.
York." And I'm like, "Oh, I think you live downtown." Um, uh, but the reason is, I think, and maybe this is cynical and conspiratorial, is because I think the establishment knows very well the kind of power that third parties represent. Jill Stein didn't win as many votes as what's his name, the libertarian Gary Johnson by a mile. He got like 4% of the vote, basically. Like he did a pretty good job, frankly. Um, but there's a world where Jill Stein, some other third party person, says, "Here's my new strategy. If Donald Trump won Michigan and Pennsylvania, some of these other states by like 10 to 20,000 votes, if the margins are that thin, yeah, sure, I can't win an election. I'm just the Green Party candidate. I can barely get on the ballot in all 50 states. What I can do is make sure I'm on the ballot in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, Arizona. And I'm going to go there and I'm going to just try to get 20,000 Democratic registered voters who definitely voted in the last election. These are guaranteed voters. They know where their polling place is, they know how to vote. And I'm gonna rally, I'm gonna organize them, I'm gonna talk to them, I'm gonna figure out what their prioritized issues are. I'm gonna work on making sure our priorities are good. Like,
Mhm.
you know, and we're gonna say, like Ralph Nader did in 2000, here's a list of demands. Here's a list of 20 demands. Concede to 3 of them, and I'll drop out of the race.
Yeah.
And if they don't, here's the trick. They are going to vilify whoever does this, right?
Mhm.
But if you want to win in the court of public opinion, it has to be done far enough in advance so that it's made very, very clear that the onus is on the Democratic Party for not doing the thing, not
Mhm.
on the third party for being the spoiler. That's the crucial aspect. And that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to win that rhetorical battle, but I think it can be done. You just have to be very, very clear at every media opportunity. What we are asking for is what a majority of Democratic Party voters want, and in fact, what a majority of Americans want. 3/4 of Americans want a wealth tax. 88% of Democrats and half of Republicans want Medicare for all, and on and on and on down the line. $15 minimum wage, student debt cancellation, medical debt cancellation. We all know the things that are enormously popular. And let the establishment defend why they would rather lose to whatever fascist is currently running for office on the Republican ticket, then simply deliver for Americans enormously popular social programs that, of course, we can afford in the richest country in the world. Let's have that conversation. And we might lose, but it's a conversation that needs to be had and which will excite and galvanize millions of stay at home, non voting Americans who have never seen in their lifetimes the Democratic Party fight for them at all. And if the Democrats want to gamble and not do anything and risk losing the election, well, that will be an important mask off moment, and that will contribute potentially to the building of third parties in a more legitimate way, in a way that could actually enable them to win down the line.